Whether you operate one forklift or thousands, one location or hundreds, the new My Toyota customer portal can help you optimize your operation and material handling equipment. This one-stop, free-to-use platform is designed to help you take control of your information and make smarter decisions, all at the touch of a button. Register and access your data today at my.toyotaforklift.com. That's my.toyotaforklift.com.
With e-commerce off the charts, many small and growing warehouses are asking, how can I get ahead when my warehouse is barely keeping up? The answer is future-ready warehouse tech from Zebra Technologies. Warehouses can simplify and upgrade all processes, from automated inventory management to hands-free picking, with Zebra's tailored, scalable mobile solutions. They're simple and intuitive. There's never been a better time to upgrade for success with Zebra. How can your warehouse get ahead? The answer's in black and white. Get the answers at zebra.com/theanswer. That's zebra.com/theanswer. Businesses are retooling fulfillment operations, from warehouses to omnichannel, to meet new demand amid unprecedented labor shortages. 3PLs, retailers, B2B distributors, and others are turning to flexible fulfillment solutions like 6 River Systems to adapt and scale. 6 River Systems Fulfillment Execution System is an integrated solution that combines intelligent, cloud-based software and automation, including its autonomous mobile robot, AMR, Chuck. No costly or disruptive infrastructure changes, fast and easy associate training, and integrations with other warehouse execution solutions allow operations to meet labor challenges, increase efficiency, and enhance customer engagement. Go to www.6river.com to learn more. Go to www.6river.com to learn more.
The New Warehouse Podcast, hosted by Kevin Lawton, is your source for insights and ideas from the distribution, transportation, and logistics industry. A new episode every Monday morning brings you the latest from industry experts and thought leaders. And now, here's Kevin.
Hey, it's Kevin Lawton with the New Warehouse Podcast here at MODEX 2022. It is day 3, and we are in the booth. I am going to be joined by Mike Stein of Signode, and he is the VP of Marketing and Product Management over there. He's been on the podcast previously. I think the first time actually was way back, ProMat 2019, when I was just running around with a handheld recorder, and I think we were talking about the octopus.
Exactly.
We were talking about that, right? So good memories. Obviously, we've come a little bit here. We're actually able to sit down and discuss some things. So it's good to reconnect and have you here in the booth. So how has MODEX been going for you so far?
Yeah, MODEX this year has been great. We were all here 2 years ago in 2020.
Right.
And
that was weird.
It was weird. There was some emptiness and we learned how to shake hands with our elbows.
Yeah.
Wander the halls looking for hand sanitizer. We were kind of trying to figure out, are we going to be able to get home? I mean,
that was a big giveaway. I think that time was hand sanitizer. Right?
Anybody with hand sanitizer had a full booth. So it was interesting. But this year is, I mean, it's been fantastic, just the booth traffic, and not just the number of people, but the people who are coming through are very interested, very engaged. They're looking for solutions, trying to resolve some of the things that they're dealing with in their operations and their warehouse environment. So it's been a great show.
Yeah, definitely, and we can see the turnout. I mean, it's evident that people were anxious to get back and get out here. So you're with Signode. So give us a little bit of a brief overview of Signode and what it is you guys do. I mean, you guys do a lot of stuff, but give us a little overview.
Yeah, so Signode historically has been a packaging company, packaging equipment, consumables, service, and support. And as the economy, as the industry is evolving, we're also evolving and becoming much more of an integration company as well. So we have the benefit of having a lot of the pieces of high-value equipment that a customer or a company would need for their packaging and warehousing requirements. But what we're finding is that they are looking for more and more automation, more and more integration, and rather than buying equipment from one company and then taking it to another company to figure out how to get it all to work together, there's some advantages to us knowing the equipment, knowing the programming and the controls in the equipment to be able to handle some of that integration ourselves. And so we're getting more and more involved with the integration. So it's been really good because customers are really we're seeing that customers are really valuing that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's interesting you mentioned there that they really want to integrate a lot of kind of different things together and be able to develop and automate not just a singular process, but they want to automate the whole operation and the whole flow throughout. So it makes sense to be able to go to somebody and have it done under one roof, right?
Exactly.
Instead of, like you said, taking one thing and then putting it together with another, and then dealing with all these companies. So obviously you guys have recognized that in the marketplace, and you're fulfilling that need. So here at MODEX, obviously we're talking about innovation is the big thing at MODEX all the time, right? And this year, I mean, obviously there's tons and tons of innovations going on. We see automation all over the place. Everywhere you look is automation. So talk to us a little bit about what Signode is kind of showing off in the booth this year, and how the reception from attendees has been.
Sure. So I would say the booth is concentrated on two areas related to innovation and our capabilities. One is some of the newer equipment that customers can use to address certain requirements that they have for higher throughput, labor challenges, we all know, space limitations, load securement. There's a lot of factors that customers are talking to us about that we can help address with some of our equipment. So one example is our new electric hooder, our Lockenmeyer hooder.
Okay.
It's the first time we've brought into the U.S. market an all-electric machine for hooding loads, and a hooder is just an alternative to a wrapper. Most companies are very familiar with the ring wrappers. And what the hooder does is it, instead of wrapping horizontally, it comes down from the top with a film that contains the entire load. A lot of people think it looks like a shrink wrap, but it's not. It's actually a specialized film that provides not just side to side containment, but also vertical containment. It deals very well with odd shaped loads. So a lot of the ring wrappers would wrap sort of a uniform pallet. What we're showing in our booth is how our hooder can wrap odd-shaped loads. It also provides a much higher throughput rate, so if people are looking for higher throughputs through their system, the hooder's a good option for that as well.
Interesting.
We're also showcasing our new ASRS cart for high-density pallet storage, so the cart handles higher weight loads, higher throughput, so higher speeds, more stable, more flexible. So both the physical equipment as well as the software system is providing really good solutions for pallet storage, for fulfillment centers.
Gotcha. And so, and on that aspect, you're providing the whole system, or just the cart itself? You mentioned.
No, we do the whole system, a turnkey. As we were talking about before, customers are looking for sort of that turnkey solution. So we'll do not only the entire automated warehouse with the carts and lifts and the racking itself and all the conveyors that go with it, but even all the systems that would be required to get the pallet ready to go into the warehouse, so the palletizers, the wrappers, everything from once the truck arrives at their facility and needs to get offloaded, and the product prepped, labeled, weighed, wrapped, stacked, to put into the warehouse. We can do the end-to-end, and then at the other side, when the pallet's retrieved and they need to, whether it's pick and pack or full pallet shipping, we can automate that part of it as well. So with a lot of our systems now, we're able to do really that entire process from receipt to fulfillment.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and obviously, you kind of had the components of that in the past, and now you've kind of developed a way to marry them all together, and then, like you said, end to end, have that whole process. And I think along the way, and recently, right, you've kind of joined forces with another company, or taken another company under your wing. So, talk to us a little bit about that and how that kind of came about.
For sure. So, Simplematic Engineering is a company that's pretty well known for automated solutions. They do a lot of material handling through conveyors, through robotics, through AGVs, AMRs. And so what we recognized is that what they had in their portfolio was pretty much exactly what we needed to sort of fill the gaps between our different equipment elements, so that we could do more rather than having to outsource or find somebody else to do the conveyors or do the material handling. We now have that within our organization, so it's so Simplematic is now one of the brands that Signode offers, along with the others that our customers know: Little David, Lockenmeyer, Octopus, Storefast. Simplematic is now another what we call a Signode brand.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, very interesting, and it's interesting how those things kind of fall in place. Like you mentioned, you were looking for these to fill these certain gaps, I guess, in the business to make you that end to end, and they were really the right fit. So it's great that you're able to find that synergy and now be able to provide even a more robust solution to your end users and your potential customers and your existing customers. So that's really a great thing. So along the lines of the customers and potential customers, obviously, every attendee at MODEX for a company is a potential customer, right? You got to look at it that way. So as they're coming to the booth and looking at what you're showing off, and I'm curious, what are they asking about? What are they interested in, and what are they really? What's the demand that you're feeling out there?
I mean, so it's a great question. I mean, along with, on the one hand, it's, what are they trying to do, right? Are they trying to improve their throughput? Mm-hmm. Are they trying to address labor challenges? Yeah. Do they have space limitations? So what we're realizing is that kind of the process that we have used in the past for selling equipment solutions is working really well for complete automation solutions. And so because we come from the equipment side rather than from the engineering consulting side, our approach is very much to think about it in terms of need satisfiers. And so the first thing we do is when we're going to introduce a customer to one of our solutions is we start by understanding, well, what are they trying to do? Right? Are they trying to expand? Are they trying to compress? Are they trying to go, increase their throughput? Are they trying to, use their space more efficiently? And so that's just kind of part of our natural selling process. Okay. And so we don't really have, and what we're finding customers really appreciate is we don't really have a consulting model where if they want us to talk to them about a solution, the first thing we're going to ask them is to sign a contract to do engineering work. Yeah. For us, that's just part of our normal process to meet with them, understand what their needs are, what is it they're trying to do, and then we can start recommending, because we have a really broad portfolio, we can start recommending to them which combination of machines and automation solutions are going to suit them best for their facility. So are they better off with AGVs? Are they better off with a cart loop system? Are they better off with conveyors? Right. Or are they better off, maybe manual is even in some cases preferred. And for the packaging, is the ring wrapper really the best solution, or do they need to look at more of like a hooder solution or more of a semi-automatic depending on their throughput requirements? And so we're finding that customers really appreciate this approach where we're not trying to be consultants per se, but yet our approach is very consultative in that we want to start by understanding what are they trying to do, what are they trying to achieve, what are the challenges they're trying to overcome, and then we can start to recommend this, sort of system solution for them. And the other thing I would say that we're doing that's a little bit more difficult to show at a show like this, but we're finding that customers really appreciate our packaging lab. So back in our main facility, we have a fully functioning packaging lab where when we recommend a solution, it's a big investment. Yeah, absolutely. And so customers can send their product to our lab, and we can pack and move their product the way we're suggesting and recommending from the investment perspective. They can see the equipment, they can see how it performs. We can confirm that the way we're recommending their pack, we can test through vibration, through impact, through environmental. We can test to see that it will work the way we're suggesting for their environment. And so that gives them a lot of confidence that before they have to invest and integrate these machines into their facility, that we can demonstrate that it's going to actually work the way that we're suggesting. Or maybe we'll learn that it's not, and we can adjust the solution to be more appropriate for their situation. Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's a great approach too as well. And my experience as a warehouse manager, when you're trying to look at new solutions, and especially, working with smaller companies, right? When you mentioned there, you say you're interested in bringing in a new solution, and they say, well, we got to sign this contract, in order to even start looking at it, right? It can be scary, and upper management usually will say no right away. Right? Exactly. So when you're able to show them and be able to kind of work away the way that you said you previously did when you're just selling the equipment piece itself, I think that makes a total difference, especially in this market and what we're seeing in the expansion of technology and innovations in our space. There's a lot of
education still that needs to be done on customers' parts, and for the smaller, medium-sized businesses, they're really trying to figure out how can they compete with those bigger, gigantic companies, right, that are killing distribution and that have thousands of people just working, R&D and research, just figuring out what's the next thing, right? So, being able to provide that solution, I think is certainly a difference maker in our industry, right? And it's great that you guys are offering that. And it's really interesting to hear about those different things. And now the packaging lab itself, and so basically you have everything set up there, all of your equipment and the different things, and you can just tailor it to whatever the customers need. Is that how it works? Or?
Yeah, so there's sort of two parts of it. One is, as you just described, so the different equipment, so different wrapping solutions, different strapping solutions, a lot of the protective packaging, so the consumables that we provide. And then we have the test equipment. So it's an ASTM certified test lab. Yeah. So we have impact sleds that replicate how a rail car might act. We have tilt and vibration tables that might replicate how a truck or a ship might act. And so the way the customer is going to ship their product, we can replicate that in the lab. So we can not only use the equipment that we're recommending to pack their products, and they send us their pallets. Yeah. And so we get their pallets in the way they're packaging it now, which is instructive because we see how it arrives. So sometimes it's fine. And then we can look at it and say, well, are they overpacking it? Are they investing more than maybe they need to because they don't necessarily know all the options for the best solution? Are they underpacking to where maybe it's creating damage because they don't want to overinvest in how much packaging they're using? What we're looking for, we call the optimal outcome, is you want to invest just enough to protect the product, to get it where it's going safely, without over-investing because you didn't know the best way or the right way. Yeah. And so we can take their package, their pallet, their loads, and then repack it in several different ways and test it on our test equipment and sort of learn with them what is the optimal way to get this pallet packed and shipped. Because if they're shipping it across town, it's experiencing a very different environment than if they're shipping it across the country or across the world. And how's it going to be stored? Maybe that's a factor, right? So there's all those things we can consider. One of the tools we have, we can put a sensor on the pallet that they're shipping through their normal pathway, and we can follow the shipment and see exactly where it's experiencing heavy vibration, heavy shock load, heavy impact, and so we can replicate even that trip specifically in our test lab to show here's where you maybe are experiencing damage or challenges for your package. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, very interesting stuff. And obviously, I think you had a really interesting point there about maybe the customer currently is not having enough packaging to protect their stuff, or maybe they're having too much. So finding that happy medium, I think, is really key, because if you have too much packaging, then obviously you're overspending on packaging materials too, right? So there's a lot of cost savings that could be involved in there. So really interesting, and the packaging lab sounds incredibly intriguing. So
come visit.
I was just going to say, I'm looking for my invite. So,
come visit for sure.
So definitely we'll figure that out. And it's very interesting learning about this stuff, and it's great to see how you guys have evolved into the full integration, as you mentioned, from kind of the last time I think we spoke. So really great to hear about Signode and learn about everything you guys are up to nowadays. So if people want to find out more information about Signode, how can they do that?
I mean, they can go to our website, right, signode.com, but we're very happy to, as I said, for us, the first consultation for us is just a sales call. So we don't, to your point, a lot of, especially smaller companies, don't necessarily have the ability to sign a contract before you know what you're kind of getting into. So I think we're, even if you're trying to explore and just learn about what's available and what different solutions might even be on the market, it's probably good to engage with us just to learn, even if it's not time yet to make the investment.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll put all that information at thenewwarehouse.com as well, so people can easily find it. So Mike, thanks so much for coming by the booth, and good to connect in person.
You've been listening to the New Warehouse Podcast with Kevin Lawton. Subscribe and check us out online at thenewwarehouse.com.
Thank you for listening to this episode. If you want more content from the new warehouse, check out our new video series called All Hands on LinkedIn. Just search for the new warehouse on LinkedIn and follow along.